just drag this line and make a little pause right here. And I will tell you my second exercise. In the quick mount module, mount a video with 4 simultaneous video tracks. Use the transform icon to change the zoom to 50%, the position, dividing the screen into 4 equal parts, and the playback speed and direction of each clip as follows. Lower left frame, normal speed and direction. Lower right frame, normal speed, reverse direction. Upper left frame, 15% slow motion, normal direction, cuts and removes excesses of footage. Upper right frame, 2 sequential clips, 1 200% fast motion, and 2 fast motion 200%, but in the reverse direction. So let's use also some of the clips. So let's use and choose a clip. It says that we need the same clip for the 4 examples. So I'll choose this clip. Just drag it right here. Also, I want to remove the sound, so right click, deselect link clips, and remove the sound with the backspace. We have this nice video with our lion. Let's say I want to choose just a part of it, the part when it runs. So here it starts running, right here. I will just pause the clip. And if you want to make this a little bit faster and not select that and then click, you can just click on the clip and then hit Ctrl B and it will cut. Attention, Ctrl B, because if you hit just B, it will give you just the cut tool. But if you hit Ctrl B, it will cut it. So I want to remove this part, click on it and select it and click backspace, and then drag this video right here. So this is our video. Next, we need to add another 3 tracks, but with the same clip. So how we do that? We can just drag this clip and then cut it again, but we don't remember exactly where we were. So I can simply duplicate this one. So how I do this? Just hit and hold Alt and then drag the clip and you can duplicate it. Let's make another 2. Also make the audio track a little bit smaller and the video track a little bit bigger. Like this is perfect. And now keep in mind that always the track on the top is the track that we see. For example, if I delete this, I see this track, the video that is above another video. Just click Ctrl Z if you made a mistake and delete the clip. And our exercise says like this. Use the transform icon to change the zoom to 15%, the position, dividing the screen into 4 equal parts, and the playback speed and direction of each clip. So, first of all, I need to select this clip and go to inspector right here and change the zoom. Let's change the zoom. We just can double click on the zoom and type a value, or we just drag it and make it 0.5. Now we want to change its position, so go to position right here and now it's perfect. Let's go on the second clip, change the zoom, change the position, and now we have our lions actually. Also, you can make this thing just by going here and you have this icon transform, and we can make it bigger using these points. Just click undo, or we can crop it like this, and we have another effects like dynamic zoom. Okay, so our lower left frame is this one, and we need to make it normal speed and direction, so we just leave it like that. On the lower right frame, which is this, normal speed, and we need to reverse the direction. So how we do that? Well, easy peasy. Just right click on the video, and here we have some options, and click on change clip speed. Click on it, and here we have another option, and you will see the reverse speed option. Just click on it, and now click change. Now our video is in reverse. Perfect. On the upper left frame, which is this one, we want to make it 15% slow motion and normal direction. So if we want to make it 15% slow motion, we can just go right here and click on change clip speed and type 15, for example. And now, as you can see, it maintains the timing. Or how I prefer is just right click and go to Retime controls. Click on it, and now we see this speed change. We have this arrow right here. Click on it, and we can change the speed and select 15%. Now our clip is 15% slow motion, and if I play it, you can see that it's a little bit choppy. But DaVinci Resolve has an amazing tool, and we can make this slow motion even better. Click on the video, and in the inspector tab, down below, we have the retime and scaling option. Click on it, and you will just have to change retime process to optical flow and motion estimation to enhanced better. So now just look at this. It is much better. We want to cut our unused parts, so just hit Ctrl B and remove this clip. Now we can also close our retime controls. Right click and unselect this, and we're done with the upper left frame. On the upper right frame, which is this one, we need to make two sequential clips. The first clip needs to be 200% fast motion and normal direction. So we are just gonna do the same thing as we did with the upper left frame. Right click, click on retime controls, click on this, change speed, and now we want 200%. And it will show like this. Oh, let me just, it will show like this. Astaga baga. but we need two sequential clips. So I will just click on this and duplicate it by holding Alt and then drag it, make it like that. And we need our second clip to be also fast motion, like 200%, but in the reverse direction. So how we make that? Like I said, right click, click on change clip speed and select this option, reverse speed. Click change and now it will show like this. Very easy, right? Perfect. So our second exercise is done. Also, we can add a title. So for example, let's say that we want to duplicate this title. We make the same thing, hold Alt and drag it right here on the top. It's a little bit smaller, so let's make it a little bit bigger. Also, let's add some effects on the beginning, like this, on each video. Let's change this name and change it to Beautiful Lions. We need to wait a little bit for these red lines to become blue. And now we have this. Very nice. Also, let's make this title a little bit smaller. So like I said, just drag it like this and put it right here. Also add transitions in the end. If you want, we can add different transition. And now we are done. I hope you understood me, how I made these little slideshows and transitions and titles, retime and scaling and transform. And our next job is actually as easy as before. So, without leaving the montage module, compose that uses dynamic zoom on only part of the main video clip and different blending, transparency modes on secondary resource clips. Synchronize the montage with an audio track and don't forget the title. Animate it using dynamic zoom and try some blending effect with a background clip. So let's say I want to add some effects to this clip. First of all, let's say I want to add this fire effect. I will just put it right here. And I will just crop the video right here to match the fire. And if I want to make this fire visible, I will just click on it and go to Inspector. And here we have the composite mode, so we can change the composite mode. I will choose soft light and make the opacity 100%, and it will look like this. I think it actually looks very good. To see the difference, we can just click on this and we can disable our video track. Here is before, here is after, with just one fire video and a composite mode. So for the next step, let's add an audio track for more exactly. Just drag and drop any song you have. I will put it right here. I will just zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, we have a little part that we don't use. So I will just drag it, put it right here. And also we can make transitions on audios. Here we have a little point and we can click on it and drag it to make a nice transition like this. And the next thing we want is a dynamic zoom. So to make a dynamic zoom, it's actually very easy. There are two ways to make a dynamic zoom. The first way is in the Edit tab, and the second way is actually in the Fusion tab. So I will just go in the Edit tab again, and with the right clip selected, we're just going in the inspector or the transform, and maybe you wondered what are these little icons. Well, these are supposed to mark frames. So let's add a keyframe on the position and on the zoom in the beginning of the video. I will just zoom in and change the position on a flame. Like this, and then go a few frames forward. Then just adjust again the zoom and the position, and it will automatically make another frame. So I will change this with 1 and this on 0, and now we have a nice zoom out transition. The second way to do this, for now I will just click Ctrl Z to undo my actions. And the second way to make this zoom out transition but more in a cinematic way, just select the video you want and go in the Fusion tab. Here is where you can make many things. The Fusion page is where you can let your imagination go wild and create cinematic visual effects and motion graphics. It's built into DaVinci Resolve and features a node-based workflow with hundreds of 2D and 3D tools. Fusion is ideal for everything from quick fixes such as retouching and repairing shots to creating true Hollywood caliber effects. If you've seen The Hunger Games, Avengers, Terminator, or many major Hollywood blockbusters, then you've already seen Fusion in action. You can use it to clone out an unwanted mic, replace a sign, create dynamically animated titles, or even place characters into 3D scenes. It's your new secret weapon for visual effects and motion graphics. But these are more advanced and hard things to do, so I'm gonna show you just a few of the tools you can use. Anyways, trust me, you can make the most amazing things in Fusion. But for now, I will show you just how to make that zoom out effect. So you can see that we actually have our fire clip selected. So how we change the clip? Well, just go here on the clips, and now we can select our clip we want. I will select this. Close this tab. You can move with your scroll wheel on the mouse. And now here we have our media in and our media out. If you click on these points, you can preview your media in on the left, for example, and media out on the right. So I will just gonna select media 1 which is actually media in, and go to these tools. Here we have a background tool, a fast noise, a text tool where we can add text, a paint tool where we can paint, a color corrector tool, brightness, blur. Here we have a merge, channel booleans, control, resize, and transform. Here we can make different masks with rectangle, ellipse or polygon or even B-spline. Here we have our particles tools, P emitter, P merge, and P render, and here we have our 3D tools. But if you want to discover many more tools, just click Shift space, and here we have all of our fusion tools. Yeah, there are a lot. For now, I will just add a transform, so I will search for transform, click on it, and click add. And now we have a transform node added to our media in. The transform node, if you have the inspector already opened, it is working like the transform in the edit page. So we're just gonna add a keyframe on the side in the beginning. Make sure to have the red line on the beginning, on the first very frame, the 0 frame. Also make a frame on the position. I will increase the size and adjust the position. I think this is well. Go to the 14th frame, for example, and decrease the size, as I said, going here and type 0.5, which is the default value. And now we have a nice zoom out effect. But this is exactly what I did in the edit page, right? Well, yes, but this is not the end. So after we made this, we have here on the top the spline tab. We are just going to select transform, going to click on this for resize, also control, and using our mouse wheel to zoom out, select all these points and just click S. So now this is from very slow to faster and then to slow again. Now is smoother. Also, we can add some blur just by going on transform and go to settings, check motion blur, and add some motion blur with high quality. And now this is our zoom out effect. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks very nice. And look to the video. We are gonna add this light. We're gonna make it smaller and place it in the eye right here. Let's duplicate it by holding Alt and then put the other light in the other eye. Let's move them a little bit. And it's very nice. Let's put the transition. Also, let's put some fire. Also, I want to unlink the clips so I can remove the sound. Now I will add the fire right here, make it also a little bit smaller. So let's say we want to remove the background. Well, first of all, let's make a crop. Select the crop here. So we have only this flame, like this. Make it a little bit taller. Also like that. And now we are gonna go to composite. I'm just gonna select pin light and decrease the opacity a little bit. Place it right here on his nose. And also put a transition. And it will look like this. And now I think it's very cool. So that's all in the edit page. That's really all you need to know for now. I already presented you the Fusion page, which is a little bit harder to use. So let's jump in the color page. Well, the color page I think is the most developed tab in DaVinci, and this makes this video editor to be the #1 choice for color grading. Here also I'm just going to show you the very basics because this is much more complex. So let's say I want to choose a video. I will choose this video and maybe you can see this right here, this timeline for example, or these clips. So I'm just close the timeline, close the clips right here. Here we have the nodes and here we have the LUTs. We can open our gallery, we can open our LUTs which are actually some filters, and we can also preview them, and we can also open our media pool. Here on the bottom we have the color match, the primary colors where we can change our primary video color, and you can just play with this around. Here we have the high dynamic range where we can change other colors of our video. Also you can play with them. I'm just gonna reset them. Here we have the RGB mixer. For example, I can make my video monochrome, so it will be black and white. But I will just leave it like that. And here we have our curves. We can adjust our luminosity. For example, make it more brighter in a place, or just play with these things. Let's say I wanted to make it a little bit darker right here. And for example, I will add a nice LUT. This looks very cinematic, and I will just add it. And as you can see, now this is my video. You can also preview another LUTs. And here on the right side, we have our nodes. Well, this is where the job will be more complex. So I'm not going to show you that because it's very hard to make a nice color grading. So I will jump next in the Fairlight page. In the Fairlight page, here you can edit your audio. So I'm just gonna open my So I'm just going back to the edit page and put my marker here, then going to Fairlight page again, and here we have our sound. Also here we can preview our clip, and on the right side also here we can preview our clip. On the left side, as you can see, if you don't have this already opened, we can click on it. We have effects library and we have some audio transitions and some Fairlight effects. We can add multiple effects and edit our audio. For example, let's say I want to put a reverb, so I'm just gonna drag and drop it, and I'm just gonna edit it a little bit. Just mess with this around. If I will close it, it will sound like this. In the Fairlight page is actually very easy. We also have a mixer right here where we can edit our track volumes. Also our inspector where we can edit our volume, for example add an equalizer or something like that, but I will close them. Anyways, here comes the deliver page. So I'm just gonna go to the deliver page, and here is actually where we will export our clip. In the deliver page, DaVinci Resolve lets you output timelines, parts of timelines, and individual clips for mastering or sharing with other applications. Delivery presets like YouTube, Vimeo, Twitter, or another presets make it fast to prepare files for the web or other applications, and you can build your own from scratch. Basically, here your project is going to be alive, so maybe you don't have this open, so I'm just gonna close it. And here is actually our timeline and we can view our clip. And here is basically our render settings. We can just name our project, and I will name it Nature Clips. Actually, and I will name it, and I will choose a location. Let's say I want it to be saved on this drive. So just gonna click save. Here make sure that you have this selected to be rendered as a single clip. You can also render them as individual clips, but for now I will render them as a single clip. And now we have our settings: video, audio, and file. On the video settings, be sure that you export your video, but don't mess with these settings. Very important is just to select your format. I prefer honestly MP4. Codec, leave it like that. And resolution and the frame rate should be exactly as your project resolution and frame rate. So be sure that they match. Quality, you can make them at the best, and don't mess with these things because you don't really want to change anything right here. Make sure that you have export audio selected, leave the codec like that, and this is all. You can also choose a preset from here, and you can also make your own preset. These are my preferences to export a project, and we are just going to click to add to render queue. By clicking this, here we have our render queue, and to render it, just click on render all. It will take a little bit time to render, but finally it will be done. You can see here the remaining time, and you can see here the progress. And this is how you can get started with DaVinci Resolve 17. It is a pretty comprehensive video editor, so I believe in you and I'm sure you will learn very fast. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.